and rooting out the racists.
Let's bring Ken in at this point. Ken, do you think an inquiry is called for?
Well, if there's any indication of intimidation or anti-Semitism, yes. But criticising the government of Israel, I mean, John's brilliant. He's up on his feet every week denouncing the policies of Cameron's government. No one says he's anti-British. And I think one of the real problems with the way anyone who criticises the Israeli government is smeared with being anti-Semitic is it tends to undervalue the importance of being aware of anti-Semitism.
Well, I suppose the point is that, which some people are making, is that anti-Zionism is being used as a cover for anti-Semitism.
Well, I mean, I've had, 35 years of this. I mean, we had a campaign back in 1982 to get the Labour Party to recognise Yasser Arafat's Palestine Liberation Organisation. And ever since then, I've had endless criticism. I mean, I've been accused of anti-Semitism again and again. And, it's just ridiculous. I'm critical, deeply critical, of the present Israeli government, less so when we had some Labour governments out there in Israel, and I was their guest on a visit about 30 years ago. But this government of Israel is unpleasant and brutal. And you've only got 5 or 6 schools in Israel in which a Jewish kid sits next to a Palestinian one. And it's almost like the sort of segregation you had in the deep south of America 50 years ago or in the apartheid South Africa.
John Mann, do you think that the left wing of Labour, people like Ken, have an issue with anti-Semitism?
Well, some people clearly have an issue with Jews and Jewish people because we keep getting this anti-Semitism. And what these, and it'll be a tiny number of people as ever, but what these so-called intellectuals from Oxford are saying is, for example, using the term Zio to attack people, that's suggesting that most accusations of anti-Semitism are just Zionists crying wolf, and even more serious allegations of precise intimidation of students, wholly unacceptable. We wouldn't accept this for any other group in society, and I'm damned if we're going to accept it for Jewish students or anybody else at Oxford or any other university in the country. It's totally unacceptable.
Ken, do you not think there ought to be an inquiry into this? This is not an isolated incident, is it?
Well, if we're given details that someone's been intimidated or someone's used anti-Jewish terminology, that's absolutely right. But being critical of the Israeli government and its policies, or even being prepared to say you would like some dialogue with Hamas or something like that, that isn't anti-Semitism. That's a political difference and a disagreement. As I said, I've been denounced for anti-Semitic all my political career, but that would come as a real shock to my 2 old Jewish girlfriends who didn't seem to notice it.
John?
Well, that's a rather bizarre comment, but this isn't about Ken Livingstone, so you shouldn't start making it about him. This is, and I have written to the Labour Party today. Ken Livingstone's on the National Executive, so he has the ability to put into action what he's just said. I have itemised the allegations that have been made. This is racism. Anti-Semitism is racism. Those are the allegations being made, and what is needed is a proper inquiry to see whether the allegations are true. If they are, then the perpetrators obviously should be, we don't want them in the Labour Party, they should be invited to leave, and if they don't, they should be thrown out.
What about the issue of Hamas, Ken Livingstone? Because the Israeli embassy is saying that they're appalled by support for terrorism against Israel at the Oxford Labour Club. By that they mean, I think they have invited Hamas speakers to speak there. Surely they've got a point.
No, they haven't. Hamas was elected as the largest bloc in the last 3 elections in the Palestinian area. They beat the PLO. They have huge support. They did have. There's a lot of suggestion it's eroded lately in the enclave Gaza that they controlled. And if the local Palestinians have elected Hamas as their largest party, it's madness not to engage with them.
John?
Well, Hamas killed, murdered, and threw out their political opponents. So they can only be described as democratic. Indeed, the people who I've dealt with in the past, they were called Fatah. The people who run the West Bank, the Palestinian Authority there, they're people who've been targeted by Hamas as well. So to suggest Hamas is somehow a democratic front, it's a group that uses terror, it's a group that uses thuggery. But this argument and this issue is about how those, for example, Jewish students in one of our universities are being treated inside our political party. And it is wholly unacceptable to have the kind of terms, the language, the abuse that's been thrown out. To say to someone, most accusations of anti-Semitism are just Zionists crying wolf. Well, that's not what the jury found in the case where I faced, and others, the most vehement anti-Semitism in recent months. 4 months that perpetrator was given. That's not Zionists crying wolf. That's nasty, insipid racist. Thankfully, a jury convicted in this case, and that's why this form of racism needs to be challenged very directly. And I'm pleased that Ken Livingstone is agreeing with me that these investigations, because they are serious, they have been sent to the Labour executive, that they need a thorough investigation to see whether they're true or not.
Well, just to round it off, Ken, just to be clear, you don't feel that there is a serious issue of anti-Semitism within the left of the Labour Party?
I've spent 45 years mainly on the left of the Labour Party, mixing with other lefties. I've never heard anyone say something that was anti-Jewish. Loads of anti-Israel. But as I said earlier, I denounce this government all the time. It doesn't make me anti-British.
OK, Ken, John, thank you very much indeed. That's John Mann and Ken Livingstone. 0345 6060 973. Do you think that anti-Zionism is actually really anti-Semitism in disguise? This is LBC. I'm Ian Dale. It's 4:49.